So you've got your new countertops, you've got everything cut to length as needed, and you've got everything dry fit. You're ready to apply end caps or finished ends. An end cap kit is going to contain the sticks, the caps with hot melt glue on the back, and a package of nails. The tools required would be a hammer, household iron, a damp cloth or sponge to press the cap on as you heat it up, and then a file to smooth the edge, and sandpaper or a sanding block. Optional tools, we do prefer a sanding block. We've got a file that's just a little rougher than coarse, but it works really well. And we use a router with a laminate trim bit. Your regular homeowner version router or contractor grade router would do the same thing. The laminate trim bit is a flush cut laminate trim bit. You can pick up at most any hardware store. They're very inexpensive. That trims the laminate of the end cap back to the surface of the top. So the first step is to apply these sticks. I have already opened a pack of sticks. I've already pre-started my nails, and these are pre-cut to size for the style of top. I do have the countertop blocked up so that as I hammer on the backsplash, it's supported by this bench top. It's not going to be likely to put a lot of pressure there and break that seam in your countertop cove. So I'm just flushing it up with my thumb and eyeballing that. I'm going to go ahead and hammer it on. Three nails will easily hold the stick in place, and the glue will bond both the stick and the countertop, kind of solidify everything. It's really important that your sticks are flush with the edge of the countertop, and that the countertop itself and the sticks are smooth. Okay, so now we've got the countertop edge smooth. The end cap sticks, the build-up sticks, are flush with the edge of the top. We've got an end cap with hot melt glue on it. So we're going to heat that up with our iron and apply it in place. Use a wooden block to rub it and apply some pressure as the glue sets. Household iron, we're recommending low to medium heat. The hot melt will begin to turn liquid at 200 degrees, but there's not a real way like an oven to tell when 200 degrees is on your iron. So we just apply light pressure to begin to heat the cap. You don't want to leave it in place. Just like with your laundry, you will scorch the cap. It could pop it, blister it. You could cook off too much glue. You just want to apply a good, slow, steady pressure to begin to activate and warm up that hot melt glue on the back side of the cap. It will be somewhat hot to the touch. You could wear a leather glove. You could use a stick between the countertop and the cap material to apply pressure while it cools. And we're just ironing the end cap on and keeping some pressure going to it. And that is essentially all you need. I'm going to keep the pressure going while the cap cools. It is relatively warm, not hot to the touch, but good and warm. Keep a steady amount of good pressure on there until it completely cools to the touch. Looking at the back of the cap, you will begin to see when it turns glazy, that glue is setting up. That glue has cured. Kind of gets a glaze to it. The natural finish of that out of the pack is going to be kind of milky looking. Keep the pressure going. And now we're ready to process the cap, file the cap back to the edge of the countertop and smooth everything out. So we have our end cap applied. We're ready to move to the next step. It has cooled to the touch. I can tell we've got a good bond. This scenario we use Behold Spray Furniture Polish. It lubricates the top. It acts as a polish and a protectant from a router bit scratching the surface of the top. You could also use standard masking tape. Just tape it to the face of the countertop so that as we run the trim router and this steel bit, the tape protects from scratching the countertop. I'm going to resort to the aerosol spray wax. Just one light film was literally all that's required. We're going to keep our router moving in a counterclockwise direction, and I'll start now. In that process, we have trimmed that oversized end cap back to the surface of the countertop. I've got a rag. I'm going to wipe the polish and the laminate shavings and chips off of that. And then I'm going to use my file to take any slight bit of sharpness out left from your router. I'm always going to work the file in the direction of the countertop and never backward. Backward will tend to chip the cap and could also affect the glue bond that you've recently applied. So I'm just going to work that edge right up off the roll. And then right on down the countertop deck itself. You'll know when you're done with the filing portion when there's nothing that snags on your fingernail. I'm going to use the opposite end of my file just to kind of roll through the cove at the backsplash and take out anything that might snag, or should something slide off the top would tend to break the end cap. We'll make sure and get these as flush as you can in the filing process. Come up the face of the backsplash and just lightly roll right on through the upper radius toward where the countertop would meet the wall. Use just a little flatter angle with my file to take off that last little bit of burring and anything that might feel sharp to the touch. Lastly, I'll go back to my sanding block, hold it flat against the back of the top, and you're just working off the burrs and stuff that would be on the backsplash where it would meet the wall. Same for the front edge and the bottom. I'm just going to run my sanding block all the way down the top, front to back. Come up on a flat edge, and that's got it all smoothed out. And that is applied end cap on a countertop.